Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Kabutops and welcome to another Star Citizen video. In this video, we're going to be testing Salvage in 4.2 to see if it's better and how much money we can make per hour. I am over here at Crew L1, and if you guys have never been here before, this is the main area that you should salvage and that I have used for salvaging for some time. This is the Ambitious Dream Station. If you guys don't know where this is on the map, it is just to the right of Crusader. The reason that this is good is because you are able to sell RMC to Grimhex on Yella, so you guys could do the asteroids around Yella, but I have found that it takes a little bit of time to travel to the actual asteroid belts and stuff sometimes, and it can just be a little bit annoying, so I am going to do Crew 1 because this is my favorite area. So what we're doing is we're looking for panels today rather than actually looking for ships, and it's really easy once you guys get the hang of it. You guys can see that Crew 1 was to our right over there. All we have to do is aim directly in one area, whether that is above Crew 1, to the left of it, under it, wherever it is, just where you guys can see some of these rocks. All you then have to do is press V, and that is going to open up your scan mode, and you're just going to hold tab and let go. What this does is you guys are going to find these unknown pings right here that you guys can see in front of me. It just says unknown. It's super easy, and we're looking for RS signatures that are in increments of 2,000. Now, what I mean by that is we are looking for 2,000, 4,000, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, just like this 20 right here, and nothing in between. If it says 3,400, that does not count. It has to be increments of 2,000 flat. After you guys have found them, it is really easy. All you have to do is just fly directly to this unknown ping location. It's super easy. And once you get within about 3 kilometers, that's where things are going to change a little bit. So when we get to about 3 kilometers, we're going to scan again, and then we're going to disable our quantum drive. And you guys can see right here, we have all of this salvage scrap reclaimed stuff right here, and these are panels. If you guys get lucky, you guys can find really big panels like the one in front of me currently, but make sure that they are not salvaged already. Sometimes they can already be salvaged, but you guys can see right here, it is a complete full panel. What I'm going to do now is show you guys exactly how to salvage. All you need to do is press the key on your keyboard, M as in map, M as in mango, and then you guys should have a cinch scraper module right here, and you guys should have another cinch scraper module right here, but you guys can upgrade those. I'll pop it up on the screen right now where to go to upgrade those. It's super close. I'm pretty sure you can actually do it on Crew 1. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But you guys can see right here, I've already changed it out, so I have an abrade right here instead of the cinch. And we want to switch this one over from cinch to abrade. Now, the way that you do that is you hold left alt and you press D. That turns off your left side just like that, and then you guys just need to right click. That's going to switch you on over to this abrade scraper module. After that is done, you just press Alt S, and now both sides are turned on. If for any reason you guys hit the panel or hit a ship, whatever you're salvaging, you guys do have a tractor module, so you can just press right click, and then you guys can do left alt and A. That'll turn off your right side and only have your left side on, so that you guys can use your tractor beam so that you can position it to be in a better area, and it will work for you guys right there. What I'm going to do now is press right click, turn on both of my braids, and begin scraping. The next thing that I want to show you guys is how close you want to be to the panel. The best thing that I could say is if you press F4, hold Z, and rotate left or right, just like this, you guys can actually inch your way closer to the panel, just like this. You want to kind of have it in view just like that. The closer you are, the actual better. It is really important. The next step is to just press left click. This is going to turn your scrapers on, and they are going to begin working. And on top of that, there's one more tip that's going to help you guys out. Press G. G enables gimbal mode that makes it to where wherever you guys move your scrapers, it will move it without moving your ship. If you're regularly moving, you guys are going to move like this. It's going to be really weird, and your ship's just going to be super, like, moving all over the place and weird. And now we're going to hold left alt and scroll down. You guys can see that they kind of look like boobies, our blue little lasers right here. And what we're going to do next is we're going to hold alt and scroll down a little bit and kind of combine those to make one big scraper. After that, you're just going to begin scraping just like this and start scraping the entire panel. We're going to see how much RMC this gives us as well as how fast it can go. I'm going to start the counter now. The recording's at 4 minutes and 45 seconds. We'll add about 10 seconds onto that because we did scrape a little bit more of the panel. And I'll see you guys after we finish this panel. Alrighty, I was finishing salvaging right now. You guys can see we have 13 SUs full right here. I would say this takes a little bit under 20 minutes to complete, to fully get this over with panels, and that's including travel time from one location to the next. I will give you guys a very quick tip right here. You guys can see the ladder right here in the back of your Vulture. If you face the opposite way and walk backwards, you can actually skip the animation of that. Now, when your filler station is full, it's very important that you guys go and empty it out, and I recommend holding F and clicking auto eject. What that's going to do is every single time one of these gets ejected and you move it so nothing is blocking the way right here, it will continue to eject them as long as there's nothing blocking here. So it just makes it a little bit faster. Now, there's a couple things you guys could do in Star Citizen in your Vulture as for, you know, sorting your cargo and making sure that you get the bang for your buck with your Vulture. Now, there is a cargo grid right here, and it holds about 13 SCUs. So you guys can see it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you have a 2x2 here, or it's by 2 by, I think, 3 or 4. Let me actually see real quick. Yeah, it's a 2x3, so you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then you have your 13th right here. But if you guys want to fit more, you can actually store your RMC right here off the grid to the left side. That's going to give you 2, 4, 6, 8, sometimes 10 more. I think the max that you could fit in the back that I've done, while it still being safe, you know, and you're not encountering any problems, is I've fit like, what, I think 25 in the back or something, or 24 in the back. I think it was 23 or 24 in the back. And on top of that, you can keep your filler station full as well. So after your what's it called? Look at this. It had like the error, so I just had to press again on it. But after you've completely filled the back of your ship and you have no more room for it, you could still go fill your entire filler station with an extra 13 and then just unload that wherever you guys are going to unload your cargo when you go to sell. So it's really not that bad. You guys can hold a total of, like, let's say 23 in the back and then 13 in the filler station. That's 36 SCUs of RMC. Multiply that by 14k each. You guys are making bank really, really fast. And it's not that bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish unloading all of this, or sorry, loading it all up and putting it here. And then after that, I'll just show you guys how we can go salvage a little bit more, but with ships this time, and see which method is actually a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and do that now. The downside of actually doing these salvage contracts where you find ships is that you have to pay aUEC to get these missions. Whether the fee is 1,000 aUEC, 5,000, 20, or 50,000, you guys have to pay out of your pocket to get the missions. That means if you are doing a mission that costs 50,000 aUEC to do, your profit is minus 50k from the start. That means basically the first like 4 SCUs you get are basically just getting back to pay for the mission. What I'm going to do here, though, is you guys can see there's anvil arrows. Why would I want to pay 5,000 for an anvil arrow when I could pay 1,000 for an anvil arrow? I guess that's just the way that I look at it. I don't know if any of these areas are actually really nearby, but I'm going to grab this anvil arrow for 1,000 aUEC, pay the fee right there, and then open up my map to jump to it. It's 26 GMs away. You know, you obviously can get lucky with ships being right here if you do the missions. So what I'm going to go do is jump to the anvil arrow, see how much RMC we get for completing this one, and then I'm going to show you guys another method that you can use to actually find ships that you guys could salvage without getting crime stats and without getting in trouble. And you don't have to pay. I would like to reiterate before I do this, if you guys are looking for panels, you don't only have to go to Crew 01 or Yella. If you guys actually click on the map, any location that has L in the name, so you guys can see this is Mick L3, or, you know, Crew L1, her L3, that actually stands for Lagrange Point, and that's an area that just has these asteroids around them that you guys can actually find those kind of panels and mineable rocks at. So I forgot to actually say that. I do apologize. But I usually used to say that in all my videos. I do apologize for that. So right here, we are at the anvil arrow, and we have 0 RMC in our depot. And what we're going to do is begin scraping it. So I want to see how fast we can do it. We'll start at the head of the ship. The number one thing you want to do first is just make sure you have the exact range down. Sometimes if you're too close to the ships, your things will just like zoom out and like zoom away from it, and it makes it a little bit harder. But dang, Yeah, guys, they shadow nerfed this. They didn't say anywhere that they buffed it to, or they buffed it into freaking the moon and the stars, but look how fast we just salvaged that anvil arrow. Holy cow. That makes me really wonder if ships like the C2 or the Hercules, or sorry, that is the C2, or the Hammerhead, or the 600 Eyes, 890 jumps and stuff like that, actually will result in a bunch more RMC. You guys can see we just actually finished that salvage claim that fast in what, less than a minute? Oh my gosh, yeah, the recording's been happening for a minute and a half, and that counts us checking our map and flying here and everything. So it only resulted in 0.5 RMC from it though, which, I mean, that's not good. These salvage missions aren't more, they're more for taking the weapons, getting the construction materials, that kind of stuff. But what you guys can see right here is from RMC alone, we only got 0.6 SCUs. Now, if you want to go ahead and switch over to the construction materials and you guys want to destroy the ship, you definitely can make some money from that, but it's not a lot, I won't lie. And 0.6 SCU of RMC is not enough to actually go sell. You have to have 1 SCU in order to print it. So that's pretty terrible. I won't lie, guys, that's actually really bad. But lucky for y'all, I have a fix and a method that you guys can do to actually go and find player ships so that you don't have to pay that RMC in order to get this. And that is to go and find ships in the asteroids around Yella. So if you guys have never been to the asteroids around Yella, there's usually a lot of ships there. Another thing that you guys could do is you could just fly around and find just abandoned ships like in regular places. Or the #1 place that I would recommend is actually Pyro. If you guys jump to the Pyro system, not only can you guys do all the salvaging for panels like I just did, because there's a bunch of places that you could salvage panels for in Pyro. It's like all of the asteroid belts and stuff like that. But you also will just find ships that are left from people doing missions, or, for example, people that just left their ship there. They spawned it in, they left it, and they just exited the game. Pyro is completely stacked with that. I'm having an issue right now where I'm not able to quantum jump, so that's really weird. What I could do is actually just find it. But yeah, I really highly recommend going to Pyro to do your salvage instead. It's way easier, it's faster, and it's resulted in me actually salvaging a lot more than anywhere in Stanton. So let's head over to Crusader if I can find it, and I'll see you guys in a second. The next kind of salvage missions are actually the unverified ones. If you guys go over to your contract menu, this is what it normally looks like. You have a bunch of salvage contracts, mercenaries, stuff like that. But if you click at the very top, it actually gives you guys a whole nother contract menu. Going into the salvage there, you guys can see some different ones. There's a risky Drake Cutter, 25k. If you do a bunch of these, you can actually unlock these missions that you pay 50k for, but they're huge, huge ships. But you guys can see right here, this mission pays 23k if you complete it, and you have to actually scrape an entire Drake Caterpillar, which, I mean, who doesn't want to just have a huge ship like that you could just jump to and go salvage? I mean, that's a lot of money sitting there. It's already at a mining base. It's ready for us. It's not that far away. It's 1.8 GMs, which is less than like a minute of travel time. It's not that far. And if we complete it, we get 23k. There is one caveat, however, and that is that if you spend too much time here, enemies will pull up to kill you. Now, I don't know if this mission's going to have enemies right when we get here. It shouldn't, but usually what happens is for these risky cleanups, after a couple minutes or so, enemies will pull up and they will start attacking you if you've spent too much time there. So I recommend just staying for about 10 minutes, or if you guys really want to push it, stay for as long as you possibly can. And as soon as it says enemy, contact, enemy, stuff like that, turn on your quantum drive and jump straight back to Yella. Just get your ass out of there. Do not die. No ship is worth dying for when you have a ship full of RMC. Like, that is just not fun. That is not worth it. You guys can see right here at this asteroid mining base, it's 37 kilometers away. So I'm going to drive there right now, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Best to do the bump and let it float away. In an hour, that's kind of pushing it. Wait, what for an hour? My dumb, I'm sorry. So how are the citizens today? Are they star-like? I think we are like starlight, star-bright. Please, someone touch my star tonight. I don't know. For a caterpillar, I don't know. I don't think you can do it in an hour. Oh wait, it's an hour timer? Okay, I'm dumb, chat. Let's record this right here. So you guys can see right here that the asteroid mining base is here, and then we're supposed to go scrape the ship all the way over there. You guys can see it, and we have 1 hour to do so. But check this out. This is something that I want to bring to your guys' attention of ships that are abandoned that you guys can actually go ahead and scrape. Now, if a ship has its you know, shields on and stuff, you actually have to take its shields down first and then salvage it. So the best way is usually to soft at the ship. But if you just see something floating out here like this in the randomness of space, you could go ahead and salvage it. Sometimes you actually can get in trouble for doing so and get a little bit of a crime stat and stuff, but usually you shouldn't. This looks like it's a player ship right here, and it's just been completely abandoned. What I'm going to do is press M and just start salvaging it. I want to see if we're going to get a crime stat. Yeah, look at that. We're not getting one, and we could just begin to salvage it as much as we want. This is really good if you guys are in Pyro, like I stated earlier, that you can, you know, find just a bunch of these floating around in space. And even here in Stanton, we're not getting a crime stat for it, so it's not bad. This is the Asgard is what people are saying, I think, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, just go do this. If you fly over to these asteroid areas right now, these mining bases, the asteroid mining bases around Yella, that's where you guys can find a lot of ships. If you accept a VAUGHN mission and then go to the VAUGHN mission but don't actually do the mission, sometimes there's dead player ships or dead NPC ships there as well with like no loot on them, but you can salvage them. It's not bad at all. You guys can see we've already made 0.2 SU because we started with 0.6 from the Anvil Arrow mission. And, you know, this is just a ship we didn't have to pay for. We didn't have to do a mission for. We just pulled up to a random location and it was sitting there. So there's a lot of these kind of things that you guys can find in Star Citizen. You just have to be open to looking for them and kind of know what to look for. If you know you're finding ships that are like the F7Cs or small things like that, you're not really going to get as much RMC from it. But if you're finding a ship like this, then, you know, you guys are looking good, sitting pretty from a mission like that. So I'm just going to get us to 1 SCU right now, and then I'll head on over to that Caterpillar so we can try to at least do the mission a little bit and see how much we can make from it. Beautiful Caterpillar, and it's the green one, guys. So I think this is the, what is it? The pirate version, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. We're going to go ahead and scan it just in case, because sometimes, if you guys did not know, they can actually have cargo on them. It says that there is no cargo, so it should be completely empty. You guys can see in my top right there, no cargo. But we could begin salvaging it, and just look at that. Oh my gosh, this is way faster than it used to be. I definitely think just off of this one panel on the wall right here, you could do this in faster than an hour, like, for sure. So I would recommend you guys leave this as soon as an enemy pops up. Now, I've not done any of these risky salvages where it's been an hour, so they might come after 30 minutes, the enemies. They might come after 10 minutes. You really don't have any idea. Also, make sure you'll press Alt-T to unlock the target, because if you guys lock the target, you can like accidentally like mess up your viewing model and stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just salvage this as much as I possibly can. See how much we could get done in this amount of time. We've already been recording for 1 minute right here on this Vulture, but I want to see if we can actually do it in, like, what, 10 minutes? How much RMC we can make in 10 minutes, or how much it's going to take us really to fill up the entire ship, as the other one was about 15 minutes. So let's see, and I'll see you guys after about 15 minutes or so. Alrighty, our filler station is full. You guys can see that 13. It finished at about 39 minutes right there. So it took 20 minutes to really fully actually get all of our entire filler station full, which is a lot of time. Now, that's not the most optimum thing. 20 minutes total is about similar time to where we did the panels, which isn't that bad. That was, you know, we had to fly around. That counted flying around time. So if you do get luckier, you could definitely find panels faster, and you could probably do it in like 15 minutes or less. But this is a guaranteed mission. So if you guys are going out and you're not having any luck with panels, and for some reason you just can't find any, then I suggest doing these missions. But for the majority of people, I say just jump out to these random areas. Even these areas where we are right now, I bet if we press that, we could find some like panels and stuff. But I highly, highly, highly recommend doing panels. If you can't find any, then go do these missions, these unverified ones. They can be pretty freaking good. Now, we're heading over to Grimhex. Now, I know you guys saw me just put that in on the map. This is a location next to Crusader where we actually can sell our materials. I'm going to show you guys right now the best places to sell, and it's really, really easy, so make sure you guys pay attention. I'm over here on SC Trade Tools, which is what I use all the time. If you guys want to use aUEC, that is also a possibility, but I just prefer this. You guys can see it right here. It's in the link in the description to all my videos, so make sure to check it out. Right here in the middle, you guys can press Best Buyer. What that's going to do is open up this page where you guys can type in any commodity in the game. For example, recycled material composite, and you guys can say that we have, you know, 13 in the back of the ship and then 13 on our filler station. We have 26 RMC, so that's like a full one, not counting anything on the off side of the cargo grid. And we can press submit right here, and that's going to show us the best place that we can go. Now, that was for about 40 minutes of work doing that mission and the other one, and 40 minutes of work, then unloading. You will probably be able to do this in about, you know, unloading everything in about 10 minutes or less or so. So that's about 291,000 aUEC if you sell it there. I will say, though, I do not like to sell to any of these because they can be really, really annoying. And this actually, you guys can see the prices right here in Stanton. In Pyro, your best one was like 297K. And then you guys can see if we sell it at Grimhex, it is 240,000. So we're losing out at about 50K, which is about 10 SCUs, or sorry, not 10 SCUs, about 4 or 5 SCUs. I think about 4. But that is not that bad. So 240K for about 40 minutes of work or something isn't too bad. If you go ahead and do only panels, you should be able to fill up your entire ship in a little bit less time. I would say 30 minutes. So this could result in about 500K an hour if you guys do the Grimhex method, which is what I would prefer that you guys do, because it's just a little bit easier than selling at places like TDDs on Orison or, you know, Terra Mills Hydro Farm and those areas. I have arrived at Grimhex now. It's pretty easy to get here. You guys just want to fly to the back of the asteroid after why did I say it like that? After contacting the ATC. And then there's one tip that I can give you, and that's to park your ship sideways like this. Some of you guys might know exactly why to do this, but others might not. Basically, if you park your ship this way, you can get as close as you can to the freight elevator. That way you don't have to make long trips or just make it weird and stuff like that. And we can park ourselves just right here, which is really, really easy. Make sure to press I to turn off your engines. That's going to make it to where your ship doesn't miraculously fly away sometimes. You know, that definitely can happen. I pressed open all on my ship, and it opened up all of that in here, which is pretty funny looking. But yeah, just look at this, boys. We're going to go ahead and get all of this RMC out, and it shouldn't be that hard. The number one thing that I will also recommend for you guys to use in this is not to use a regular tractor beam. Instead, use the max lift, and that reason is because you can just grab your stuff all the way from over here. If you're using the regular tractor beam, you don't have that far of range, so you have to constantly walk back and forth or go next to the ship and then do it from there or whatever. But if I just stand right here, all I have to do is just scroll wheel down like this. You guys can even set up a macro for it if you chose, and then continue to just grab your RMC like this. I'm going to continue to do that now, and I will unload absolutely everything and then show you guys when we are done. It's going to be super easy. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in a second. Alrighty, everything is loaded up here. This is our 26 SCUs, I'm pretty sure, of RMC. We can open it right here, and you guys can see all of it standing right here. We can press select all. You guys can see at the top left, 26 SCU. We're just going to press down on it right here. I do suggest that you guys stay in this transferring to warehouse menu and don't leave it until you guys hear all of the things stop and this little screen goes away. Now, there's a couple things you guys could do when you get here. You should be able to do 2 full trips like that, salvaging panels in about 30 to 40 minutes, around that. You could go and sell it to Grimhex instantly, or you could jump back in your Drake Vulture and fly out and go salvage more. If you're salvaging more, good, that's amazing on you. Get that grind in, boys. It's always fun. But if you guys want to sell, I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So everything is stored for us already, which is really, really good. We're going to call this elevator, and then when we jump out of this elevator, I'll direct you exactly where to go so that you guys can sell very easily and very fast. Yeah, I've rented one from one guy and got like 10 mil before my game crashed. Dude, yeah, there you go. It's like if you could just rent it from someone like that, it's kind of fucking insane. Of course, there's a pretty good ship as well, Bin Libin. Alrighty, going out of the elevator, you just need to direct yourselves to the elevators like this and the ASOP terminals. So once you're at the ASOP terminals, do a quick 180 and run to where you guys see the Grim Hex neon sign. I use in every single one of my guides this left elevator. The right one does the exact same, but for the sake of direction, it's easier to show you guys this. Press main concourse. What that's going to do is allow you guys to just go to this main area where the cell terminals are. If you're at a planet like Orison or any of those others, you have to go to a TDD, take trams, do all that BS, whereas this, you just take 2 elevators and you're there. Take a right and walk up the stairs. Go left next to these storage access areas. There is an admin sign right here. And this is where you guys are going to sell at these kiosks. It says open with an arrow pointing there. There are 4, so if they are packed, do not worry. There should be enough for you guys. You're going to press F. It's going to do a little bit of a freeze right there. It does it every single time. Click on this top left drop-down menu and press Grim Hex. After that, press max right here and click sell. That's 237,000 aUEC for a total of about 45 minutes of work or so. Not too bad. You definitely, I think, can make 500k an hour if you guys really grind it out. But yeah, it's not that hard. My name is Kabutops, guys. I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. It was a lot of fun to make and to get back into the grind of, you know, salvage and how that works. To see that it has become a lot faster, except you're not making as much AUEC because some stuff happens and makes it like a little weird where, you know, you're not getting as much now because they've nerfed it, but you're faster at doing it. So it's a completely different thing like every single patch, and they don't usually put it in the patch notes. So I'm glad that I could go out and make these videos for you guys and kind of help out a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kabutops. Get us to 15,000 subscribers as we will give away that brand new Miss Starlancer tech. Thank you guys and have a great day. Bye.